Welcome to the next edition of the Bowden blog. Today we're going to talk a little about the lean journey, that how we got started and how we got to where we are today. So back in late 1999 and early 2000, I was at a manufacturer's roundtable at Cozy. Heard a little presentation by a guy at Channel Products, Jim Ragsdale, and he was talking about some success that they had had with lean manufacturing practices, and it was very intriguing because they were having pretty phenomenal success. And so I found out a little bit more about it. I started studying a little, reading. We hired a consultant and we started doing some Kaizen events, and unfortunately it was a horrible, colossal failure. So we spent about, 9 months, almost a year, and got very little results, a lot of frustration, and it didn't go well. So I went back to Jim and I asked him, all right, so who are you using to do this? And he gave me the name of Dennis Hanink, who had worked at Winnock and had done a bunch of lean stuff. And so we talked to Dennis and started working with him, and that has gone extremely well. We started in our plastic cell where we do a lot of setups. We did a bunch of setup production, which is some of the basic building block tools for lean success. I know we did some 5S stuff and really worked to get our plastic cell where we were very efficient and going from one job to the next to the next. In early 2002, I went over to Lakeland for a lecture that was on something that I had not heard of, but it was related to lean, and it turns out it was on the theory of constraints. And I ended up winning a drawing. So I put my business card in the fishbowl, ended up with a copy of The Goal, which many of us have read. I think we also thought, like so many, that whoever wrote it, which was Ellie Goldratt, had to have been in our shop, because everything that he describes in there was what happens to us. So I ended up doing a lot of those things, got pretty far into the theory of constraints, working to use it as a model for how we could focus on the key machines in our shop. So after spending a bunch of years doing the theory of constraint stuff and applying some of the lean, we still hadn't had consistency that we wanted, and Dennis, who was on my board of advisors by this time, gave me and my executive team a copy of 2-Second Lean. This was at the end of 2016, and so we dove into it, and early in 2017 we really started to apply those methodologies, and the thought that if you asked anybody in your organization, hey, is there anything you could come up with that would improve something that we're doing in just 2 seconds? And obviously everybody should be able to answer yes to that question. And so we began applying that methodology, and what it's done is it's taken us from Kaizen events and challenge of sustaining lean to now it's an everyday occurrence where we take 30 minutes a day, everybody in the building, to do improvement activity. So our lean journey started, we've had a bunch of ups and downs, but it started almost 20 years ago. It's been a fun adventure as we try and figure out how to do things better. And I'm excited now, as we've gotten to use the 2-Second Lean methodology, that we can have a culture of improvement instead of just sporadic activities. So that's our lean journey so far, and we're looking forward to being able to report in the future as we continue to improve and get better at doing the stuff each day that we're doing our improvements. Thanks a lot. Take care.